So TikTok might not have been a good idea after all. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com, here to help you go further, faster in your music career by sharing proven marketing techniques and strategies to help transform that passion for making music and bringing it all the way over here into becoming a legitimate business, providing you with freedom and fulfillment, two of the most important things in life in general. Now, I've been preaching TikTok for a while now, but I think I was wrong, but let me explain. All right, so by now, I'm sure you're well aware of the rapid popularity that TikTok has drawn in just the past couple of years alone, and it's only going to continue to grow, with the latest statistics showing that TikTok has a user base, I think, of like 700 million people. It's safe to say that it's a powerhouse, with countless creators going viral, songs making their way to radio because of the popular app, and the TikTokers that are quickly becoming household names. It seems like the opportunities are endless if you play your cards right, but there's a very dark side that people aren't talking about. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that smaller creators can seemingly blow up overnight on TikTok, and it really does come down to how easy the app is to use. I also see that TikTok is the single most dangerous social app to gain popularity in the past few years, and let me explain. See, TikTok is one of the hardest drugs to hit the market in a while, hands down. The app is specifically designed to be ultra addicting and feed you and I, with our hyperactive, easily distracted brains, setting off a nonstop stream of cheap dopamine and serotonin into our bloodstream. On the surface, it feels great. And studies actually show that that does have some benefits, but there's also a huge dark side, right? Two side effects of overabundance of dopamine and serotonin is anxiety and stress. Now pair that with being highly addictive from a consumption standpoint, binge watching for an hour without even thinking twice. Now we find ourselves constantly reaching for an app that's not only distracting us from creating content, but increasing our anxiety levels while reducing satisfaction in other aspects of our lives due to our brain being overdosed with cheap dopamine and serotonin. And it's not just TikTok either. Every single app that we're using these days is trying to capture that same lightning in a bottle that TikTok did. Instagram with Reels, YouTube now with Shorts. And I'm not saying that there's anything inherently bad or evil about these apps either. I actually think that they're great for a ton of reasons that we talk about all the time. But there's some things that I think we need to consider. I want you to think about something. The last time you found yourself binge watching TikToks or Reels, and it could have been for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or even a couple hours, I want you to go back and try to remember the names of the creators who you watched. I'll give you a second to think about that. Now, I'm sure that you could think of the one guy that did that one thing, or the girl who's hilarious and does XYZ, but by the nature of the app, those creators don't stick because we overload ourselves with consumption. The app even kicks you right into the For You page instead of showing you the content from those who you actually follow. That's completely by design. It feeds you with feel good, right? Once you close the app, you end up craving more. That's completely fine, unless you're one of those creators who people like but can't remember. That's why branding is so important. Now, whether it be TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube for that matter, I want you to use them as a tool to grow your audience and not as a weapon of mass distraction. I want you to write 3 things down and read them every time you open up one of those apps. Now, the first thing, I want you to create more than you consume. Our time is incredibly precious and our attention spans can take us way off track way too quickly. It's important to keep ourselves accountable. I suggest setting a timer for creation as well as a timer for consumption. This way you'll have a sense of urgency while reducing your chances of falling into the 3-hour TikTok binge fest. Next, I want you to make sure that you're branding your content. That could be a signature look, audio tag, pop-up text, introducing yourself in clips, or having a consistent send-off that people will start to remember you by and identifying you with. It doesn't have to be every piece of content either, but it should be a reoccurring theme. Now, lastly, I want you to audit your content at least once every 2 weeks. So ask yourself, are these videos helping me move forward towards my goals, or am I chasing views and likes? I include this one because one of the things I see way too often is content being made to feed the machine more than to feed the soul. You don't have to go viral to be successful. You don't have to be great at the Last Dance Challenge or lip sync Ariana Grande's last song to gain people's attention. You need to be you. You need to have fun, but you need to stay focused. Guys, I've watched a lot of musicians fall into the trap of low-hanging fruit when it comes to this type of content. They throw a bunch of stuff up against the wall, and when something finally has a huge pop, they change. Now, instead of pursuing what it is they actually want to do for a career in music, or any career for that matter, they become obsessed with the numbers. They chase views, they chase likes with specific content instead of continuing to go down the path of steady long-term growth because it's slower, right? Is it better to be known around the world for something you don't enjoy doing that quickly becomes an obligation? Or is it better to build a fan base of people who love you for you and not some social media gimmick? Which one would you choose? I want to know in the comments below. Now, guys, TikTok is great, but it can be very damaging if you allow it to be. Same could be said for any social media platform from the dawn of social media. You need to use them as a business tool and a way to connect with other awesome people around the world. This should become something that you build into your ecosystem and not just the basket that holds all the eggs. Now, giving unique experiences to your audience on every social platform that you're active on, right? You don't have to be active on all of them. You need to keep your eye on the prize, not just vanity metrics or losing yourself in the comparison game with the other people who seem to be more successful. Really gets to me, right? I'm trying to keep this thing without rambling too much. Now, when it comes to building that brand and understanding how to market yourself, I highly recommend watching this video next. And if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and join the channel family here. Smash that like button, smash that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a video just like this. We have strategy, we have mindset, we have things that are going to get you moving in the right direction. I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.